You might be about to spend thousands of dollars and months of time on probate when you don't actually need to. As an estate planning lawyer, I've probated wills in Texas for almost 20 years, but here's what most people don't know. Most families assume that if there's a will, they automatically need probate. That's not always true. In fact, I save families thousands of dollars regularly by showing them when probate isn't necessary. And there's three questions you need to ask yourself before you begin the probate journey. And if you do need to probate a will, there's a critical window of time that it needs to be done that I'll share at the end. Are you a Leave It to Beaver family or are you a Brady Bunch family? My Leave It to Beaver family is my traditional family. Mom and dad got married, had some kids. All the kids are from mom and dad's relationship. My Brady Bunch family is my blended family. At least one of those kids is from another relationship other than mom and dad. If you're a Leave It to Beaver family, you might not need to probate that will. But if you're a Brady Bunch family, you most definitely need to probate the will. And that's because if you're a Brady Bunch family and you don't probate the will, then more than likely you're going to have the surviving spouse co-owning things with the deceased spouse's kids. So for a Leave It to Beaver family, we can sometimes avoid probating the will. Whereas if you're a Brady Bunch family, we pretty much always have to go to probate. What does the will actually say? In other words, who benefits from the will? If the will says all kids take equally, we may not need to probate. But if the will says anything else, we're headed to probate court. So if mom and dad wanted to leave things to grandkids or nieces and nephews, we've got to probate the will. If they wanted to leave something, one asset to one kid and another asset to another kid, that's not equally. And so therefore, we're going to have to go probate the will. If mom and dad wanted to leave some assets to a church or charity or university, anything other than all kids take equally, then we've got to probate the will. What kind of assets are we dealing with in the estate? If the family comes to me and says, look, Tom, we've got all the bank accounts taken care of because mom and dad left beneficiary designations on all the financial accounts, so they're not having any issue trying to get money from a financial institution. If the only assets that the family is struggling with trying to figure out how to deal with are real estate, mobile homes, or vehicles, then we may not need to probate the will because I've got another mechanism to deal with real estate, mobile homes, and vehicles. Because in the Texas Estates Code, for a Leave It to Beaver family, when dad dies, everything goes to mom. When mom dies, everything goes to dad. When mom and dad both die, everything goes down to the kids equally. And so I can rely on the Texas Estates Code, the law of heirship, and not have to go spend thousands of dollars probating mom and dad's will because the Texas Estates Code does the exact same thing. And all I've got to do is put together an affidavit that identifies who the kids are. And we file that in the property records. And so any title company in Texas will rely on an affidavit of heirship to transfer title on a piece of real estate. The Texas Department of Manufactured Housing will rely on an affidavit of heirship to transfer title on a mobile home. And the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles will rely on an affidavit of heirship to transfer title on a vehicle. So if we're just dealing with a Leave It to Beaver family where all kids take equally in the will, and we're just dealing with real estate, mobile homes, and vehicles, then I don't need to spend thousands of dollars on a probate. I can do an affidavit of heirship for that family, and we can get the access to the assets that they're trying to obtain. But if the family comes back to me and tells me that, oh, wait, mom left a CD at the bank and it's got no beneficiary designations on it, then we're going to have to go to probate at that point, even if you're a Leave It to Beaver family and all kids take equally. Because now, if you've got an asset stuck at a financial institution, that financial institution is going to require some form of probate in order for you to get access to that asset. They want something stamped and signed by a judge to tell them who to pay the money to, because they only want to write that check once, not twice. And they want to make sure that they're writing that check to the right person, that the court tells them has the authority to receive those funds. So anything other than real estate, mobile homes, and vehicles, we're going to have to go to probate. But now here's what's critical. If you do need to probate, you only have 4 years from the date of death to probate that will. If you wait longer than the 4th anniversary of that death, then that will becomes worthless. It can't be probated in Texas. I see families make this mistake all the time at title companies, and it often costs them dearly. If you're a Leave It to Beaver family or a Brady Bunch family, you don't want to overlook any tiny detail. Talk to a professional. My team can tell you in less than 15 minutes if you need probate, and we don't even charge for that. If this information was useful to you, tap the like button. And if you want to talk to my team about your probate matter, click the link in the description of this video, and we'll see you in the next one.